Hello, everyone. Welcome inside the Red Earth Production Studios for another edition of YBMcast. And today, as we are in the season, we have our Game 7 tournament wrap-up show with our good buddy Dave Penning. Dave, how you doing, buddy?
Great, Brian. Thanks for having me on.
Mitch, you played this weekend also down there. Mitch Thomas always joining me with us here. You were part of the Branson side of that tournament down there, right?
Yeah, we were. It was awesome. It was a good time. I got to play on the Ballparks of America turf, wood bat for the 14U age division. And when I got down there, I thought the fields were a little bit short, but adding that wood bat, it doesn't play as short as it looks. I would have loved to have hit on that field at 14 years old, by the way.
Yeah, hit a bomb.
Or 7.
There you go.
No, I don't know if that would have happened. I'd like to think so.
As always, we like to start off, Dave, with your thoughts from the weekend. You guys were all over the place this weekend, man.
Yeah, it's a busy weekend for Game 7, and it doesn't help when Mother Nature rears her evil head. Here in St. Louis, we had some delays at a park in St. Peter's that we had to push back and scratch out a one-day event. But, when we do those things, it is an option for coaches. We don't force you to do it or mandate you to do it. You are our customers, and we put it out there as an option. So there were some that took advantage of wanting to just get out and play, and there were some that backed out, no problem whatsoever. It just wreaks havoc on the scheduling, but it was it was a chore to do it, like from I don't know how far is Branson, 200 miles, 100 whatever miles away. While you have a sold-out next event going on, but hey, we got her done.
That's the things people don't realize. You've got rain up here. You're in Branson. You're in Quincy. Now, I know those guys up there, they're running that stuff. But still, so it would be Branson. You got what? You had, I think, 2 venues here or 3 venues here in St. Charles, right?
That's correct. And then we had St. Genevieve, and we had Tennessee, naturally, and then Darren up in Quincy. But, at the end of the day, they are all under Game 7 umbrella. And if there's, an issue or something or quirk with the website, all those calls filter through Dave and I. So, it was a busy weekend.
Yeah. So tell us, let's start off with the Spring Ring Classic down there, because I know, Mitch, you were down there. Great venue down there. You had 3 age groups down there, Dave?
And we split the 12s into 12 AA and 12 AAA. So essentially, there were 4 divisions.
4 divisions?
3 age groups, 4 divisions.
3 age groups, 4 divisions. So talk to us a little bit about, the champions down there. Let's take a look at what we've got from that weekend. I'm sorry. I should have pulled up the few results tab first in the 12U. And here's the thing, folks. If we say 12U, we're just going to, 12U means AA, okay? If we add the AAA and major, then we'll know. But if I say 12U, it's AA. There you go. It's just 12U division. We'll get that right out of the way. Do you guys have any rain down there in Branson?
I didn't know that they were calling for rain. However, Friday night before we went to bed, we looked at the radar and looked at each other and was like, oh my goodness. Yeah, it rained hard Friday night into actually Saturday morning. So, luckily we were on turf and didn't miss a beat. But, we did get some rain Friday night and a bunch of it.
A bunch of it. I walked out of the hotel thinking it was all, going to be nice and stuff like that. And I popped open the blinds today and I saw a bunch of clouds. And I walked outside. I said, you got to be kidding me. I was like, this is why if we're going to travel, we're traveling to turf. It's obviously we started right on time. I mean, the field was a little wet, but, dugouts were wet, but that's all I have to complain about. We're in good shape.
Yeah, I said the same thing, Mitch. You got to be kidding me, and not so cumbersome words.
I could only imagine because I guess St. Louis was getting hit and you had to make some of those changes. So I imagine you were up relatively late. We had gone to bed pretty early, playing that early game on Saturday. So, most of us were in bed before that rain hit us down there.
Yes.
I think it came through like midnight, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, right on cue. And then they said it would be out of there by 8:15 or so, and it was.
Wow.
They got
That's
it right.
killer.
They got it right.
Well, let's start off 12U. I love that. You got the Willard Tigers taking home the championship. That's that program down there that filters into the Willard High School program, which is the Class 5 state champs from last year. So, I mean, they're getting it done at the lower age levels as well, which is impressive. And they beat the Sticks, and I believe that's the Arkansas Sticks program
Yes.
down there, right?
Yeah, they brought 2 teams. Yes.
And so that's a solid program down there in Arkansas. Willard Tigers win that one 9-6. Looks like it was a good game, right?
Yep, right there on Chicago Field. They're a good game.
Very good. Oh, I missed it. 11U. I should have started with 11U. My bad.
Is that
All right.
Are we assuming double A?
It's still.
I'm just kidding.
That's right.
Just kidding.
Oh,
Yeah.
now he's getting. He's killing me here.
No.
Hey, we got the Mad Mavericks from Kentucky winning the 11U championship over the Missouri Titans. Man, all the way from Kentucky over to Branson. That's a pretty good one there, Dave.
Yeah, both those ball clubs. The Mad Mavericks played Jody in Tennessee a lot, so we thank them for coming up to Branson. They had a good showing. They took and Dishman's Titans there in Springfield. They're with us a bunch, and they attend our World Series every year. So both teams did obviously very well.
Yeah. And so you got that there championship wise. 12U AAA major. Just for you, buddy.
Yeah, I think we're the only two that are giggling. I don't know why I'm giggling.
U.S. Nationals Midwestern, Coach Weiss's team over the BBA Titans. Now, BBA Titans, where are they from, Dave? Do you know?
Oklahoma.
Okay.
Oklahoma. And there's another club that has come across and played us when we were at Branson. So we thank them for returning in. The Nationals, the champions, were return customers. Well, they were formerly the Base Knocks out of Kansas City.
Is that right? That's who that was.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah, because they've been around a lot. I wouldn't have known I didn't know they changed names. Because they got a decent program up there. I like them. Whenever they've showed up at the Game 7 tournaments, they put a good showing on, don't they?
Absolutely.
There you go. So there you go. Base Knocks winning it there. Midwest, U.S. Nationals Midwestern now. 14U down there, your division. Give us a little taste of what you saw down there, bud.
I had a good time, obviously being down there, seeing the fields and stuff like that. So to walk into that stadium setting, it was cool for those young players on my group that have never experienced kind of playing in that setting. So, that was a little eye popping for some of the boys. So that was exciting to be a part of that. I actually thought the tournament was pretty evenly matched throughout. Our first game that we played was a 2-1 ball game to an eventual the runner-up in this thing. We played them in a 5-3 bracket game. We had threatened, Wow Factor had put it to us, but that ball game for a while was relatively close. It was 4-2 into the 5th inning. So then we kind of fell apart there. But if you look at the scores, everything was pretty darn close. And there was a lot of good defensive plays, a lot of good pitching, good timely hitting. So it was a joy. I think for us, that was where it shows where we need to be AA competitive. But I thought it was a pretty evenly matched event at that 14U. I was looking at Wow Factor, the way they warmed up was on another. I mean, they were crisp. They have a routine. They're out of Marshfield, just I guess east of Springfield, and I guess it's a national organization.
Yes.
I did not know that. I just thought it was kind of in that area as I was talking to Coach throughout the day and then out the weekend. But they have a routine. I mean, they had an army of coaches. I think maybe a couple of apparent coaches and then a couple of maybe some paid coaches. But I think they had 5 or 6 on the field. And they had a routine, and it was pretty darn crisp.
And see, I think it's interesting to get that perspective from you when you're playing in these tournaments and you're seeing this. We talk about the tournament wrap-up show, but you're seeing, and as a coach, you've coached a long time, coached at the collegiate level, softball, and I don't care whatever, if it's men or women's, doesn't matter. You still understand that level of play. And when you're out there and you're seeing these teams and how they come to the tournaments and play, I think that's big ups right there.
Well, it is for sure for them because, I mean, there's a standard being set when you go out and watch that as an opposing team and you're like, we got to cut out for us. And then when you go out there and you realize you can compete with them, then it only boosts the level of play and experience for your athletes. And so while it can be intimidating, my job as a coach to say, hey, you like that? Yeah, we do, coach. That was pretty cool. Then we can be that.
Yeah.
We have to practice that way. And I think it prepared them to be locked in for the game. I mean, there's a reason why I think they took that division down. And I, you know, they had good pitching, they had good defense, they had good coaching. They had every facet of the game. But they're still 14U, and they still make mistakes. They made some mistakes. You know, they lost a game down there to another good team, and then, you know, they obviously were able to pull it off through bracket play. So
there you go. Dave, that really kind of shows you and what you guys are working with as a tournament organization when you set these. You're very familiar with these teams. As you said, you know, these guys are coming back. So it gives you an opportunity to really kind of look at the brackets and understand how to create competition and a competitive format, doesn't it?
Yeah. I will start off by saying all of our Branson events were initially, you know, due to they're overwhelming. I mean, those were the first ones that sold out, and they were advertised as open divisions. So I just wanted to clarify that before I get into what I'm about ready to say here. So like in the 12U, when we did, it's basically first come, first serve because we're on the hook to fill that park to capacity, and we don't cookie cutter it. We don't use, okay, we have 8 spots for the 11U, 8 for the 12U. It's basically first come, first serve. And with that 12U division, they had the most teams in there. That allowed us to split them up in that division. But like the 14U, like Mitch alluded to, in my thoughts, people get a little bit, especially in the older age groups, you know, too concerned with the branding of the AA, AAA, the major. Case in point, this weekend, Mitch, you fared well in there, and that was an open division. You alluded to the wow factor. Yeah, they had some dudes on that team, that's for sure. But you know what? You hung right there with them for 5 or 6 innings, and were right in the ball game. And spot on with what you just said. Your kids played better to better competition, and they learned from that, and they saw that the approach that they took in warming up, and I think it was good for them. Everybody still had a good time out there, and what I take from this weekend is the good old sound of that wood bat there in the 14.
Man, we did. We had one kid hit one out, actually against the wow factor that put us up 2-0 in the first inning. And the sound, it was on St. Louis's field, man, at the crack of that bat, and it just echoed throughout, you know, the fields. And that's what you hear, that sweet sound, man. It just, it's a gunshot, you know, and when you hit it well. And we actually broke a few wood bats too. So that was fun. Our pitching staff, you know, did that. And I know that those Wow Factor kids, they hit a couple of them out this weekend. I think that was the Sticks team that was down there that actually beat the Wow Factor, right? Yes. In pool play. They had some size to them too. I'll be honest with you, I didn't even know the tournament was open. I just was going down there to play baseball in Branson on turf in case it got rained, right? Because we like to travel early to try to build some team bonding. Again, that team was well coached.
Yep.
They presented themselves very well. Uniforms matched. They came out with just a real nice look. And I loved it as a coach and a fan of our sport, because I always like to teach that it's the way you present yourself on the field to set the tone for the ball game. Right. But it's then my job to make sure my boys say, hey, it's just a game. Go out, play it. Just do the fundamental small things right, and you can compete.
Yeah, and the runner-up there, Steve Taylor's Metro East Mavericks, was kind of in the same boat that you were in, Mitch. And, you know, he was just, he was going down there to have a good time and play some baseball. And lo and behold, they end up the runner-up in the tournament, and he was just, you know, overwhelmed with joy by the performance of his kids that weekend. And caps off to those Metro East Mavericks, man. They hung right with them, and Steve's a good guy. And like he said, Dave, he goes, I can't say enough about these kids. They went out and gave it their all this weekend and wound up runner-up.
Yeah, well, I actually looked at some of the other tournaments you're hosting to see if they're in there because I had a good time. We played them twice down there. We went 1-1 against them. And I became fond of the team. And so I kept looking as like, all right, where are the other tournaments at? And I'm like, I got to get in just because of they're really similar to our group of boys. They're kind of shy, but they're gangly, they're growing, things like that. So we had a little bit of connection there. And they're on the verge, right, of being, getting to that next level. So I started looking to where all the rest of the tournaments that they were going to be in just to be able to compete against them again.
I love that. And as we talk about, tournament baseball and things like that, and what you just said right there, I think that's a great piece of that. The relationships you build, people you meet along the way that you can glean from as a coach. You can take a look and see what's going on at these levels. How are people being successful, and getting to know these kids a little bit more. I think those are powerful things. And what we want to do, and we'd love to hear what you have to say. Please throw a comment below. We'd love to hear your experiences from the weekend, the tournaments. It's always great to hear from the fans and what people have to say about the tournaments around the area, right?
Yeah, no beating up on umpires either.
Yeah. Be nice. Be nice.
I will say though, your St. Louis umpires do a heck of a job. I'm just going to leave that at that. That's how I became friendly with the Mavericks coach. Our first game was such an interesting battle because every close play was an out. We were looking at each other like neither one of us argued either. We played it out. There's no sense in arguing some certain things, and it's just some little nitpicky stuff that we kind of bonded over the weekend. Just kind of looking at each other over some plays and calls. They did impact some of the situations, but you don't leave that in their hands, right? You have to make the plays, you have to do the things a little bit better. But we were looking at each other and talking about some fun stuff.
There's the thing. Okay, we'll do this. And no offense, Dave. I always like this because we just had this conversation. It's up on the channel right now. Being nice to umpires because we were very open about that. There's always going to be calls that you don't like. I don't care what you say. As an umpire, I know that because you go, oh, come on, Blue. Okay, where are we going? I'm just going to stay right here and keep making calls. That's what I'm going to do. And as a coach, you got to learn how to deal with that. And I think how we deal with it as coaches, as families, as players, or as parents, it will filter into what the players and how they react and how they understand how to overcome sometimes if it's an adverse call to you. And I think that's what we have to continue to remember. It's okay. As a coach, you can not like something.
Yeah.
That's just the way it is. But let's not berate the umpires. If the coach asks a question, that's on him to go ask that question. And he can disagree and say, Blue, I believe you blew it. Okay, good. Let's play.
The umpires did do a good job of leaving the fans out of it in the stands, on questionable plays. Obviously bracket play emotions get a lot higher. Umpires did a real good job of staying between the lines. They didn't turn around and look at the fans, and nothing was crazy. And again, we were watching a Gas House. I think we were watching Gas House and the Force play before us on Bracket Sunday. And there was some plays that happened that obviously didn't go both teams' ways. And both fans kind of got on the umpire a little bit, stay focused, stay locked in. And it was good to see. And I think a big part of it, too, is as coaches, we need to identify the names of the umpires. So when you approach them, you approach them by first name, and it gets a sense of
build the relationship.
Yeah, a little respect factor in your conversation. So. But anyways, I had a fantastic weekend down there. I hope that our younger teams, as we grow in our program, get down there to Branson and play because I think it was an experience and it was a good time. This time of the year was great. I thought it was going to be packed. I was talking to Dave off air. I thought it was going to be packed down there with spring break. It actually was not busy. You could get around very easy down there.
Wow.
So a lot of things were open, great weather, outlet malls. I got to see Dave down there, so they were there. So we got to a chance to talk with nobody in a room, so that was fun. But another great weekend. I'm excited to be a part of this Game 7 journey for my guys, and I think for us, competition-wise, it's been good. There's still a lot of people out there on social media blasting teams for, playing down and things like that, and people tend to forget that some of these teams are playing up. That are AAA teams, they're playing up in age or even 2 ages, and they're still winning. So I don't know how you look at that if they're playing, down a level, because last weekend they played 11U major and now they're playing, 12U AA.
And go ahead, Dave.
The only thing that I saw that thread or what have you, because people blew me up. I was in Branson. I was trying to focus on rescheduling in the job in hand there at Branson. It's just, I will say this, if you have a problem with Game 7 baseball, I'm a big boy. Pick up the phone, email me, and call me. This is my brand, mine and Dave Schmidt's brand. I'm sure he can tell you the same thing. If you have a problem with something the way we do, let's talk about it. Pick up the phone and call me. Don't lambaste us on social media where you're a typing or telephone tough guy. Let's get ahead of this thing. I'm a big boy. It's a business for me. But for the most part, we do our best, and that's why we have the history of teams played archive. And like Mitch said, I saw some of that, and there was 11U team playing up to a 12U division. Come on, guys. Yeah, they're a AAA team, but they're playing up a whole age group.
Yeah. And I think that's great. And folks, really, that's the way it should be. Have an adult conversation. Give us a call. We'll listen to what you have to say, and we'll talk about what it is. Because the only way that we can create a solution to something is to have that conversation that brings the ideas. Then we can make a decision based on that and move forward, right?
Yeah, and there are teams that do it the right way. And anything that you say or look into, heck, we had a busy weekend this weekend. I can't go out there and with a microscope and our Dave, for that fact of the matter, and look at every team. But for the most part, we do our best. We do our homework. There may be 1 or 2 that slide through the crack, but we ask for your help. The police shoot us an email, say, hey, look into this team. And we do. And that's one thing that sets us above and beyond. We listen to our customers. So if it's if it's something that we're doing wrong, we will work to fix it.
And I'm of the, we have a lot of the comments that say, if we're not trophy hunting, what is this really about? If we're not really trophy hunting, why does it matter if a team plays up that's AAA or, slides through the cracks, as Dave said? We're trying to win. If you're trying to win, you're not trying to win the trophy. You're trying to win because it sucks to lose, and if you go out and you can compete against a top team like that, then you're walking away from the game with an experience on your side. Now, you can argue that the other side is above a level, and if they're playing down, you're doing a disservice to that group, but at the end of the day, you still have to play a game. And why wouldn't you want to play the best to eventually learn to be the best? Yeah. Or see what it is like to be that level. So don't shy away from the challenge of somebody slipping through those cracks or playing up and down a division. I mean, those coaches are unsure how they're going to compete. It's the first 2-3 tournaments of the year that we've been into. They don't know. Maybe next time you see them, they're playing up 12U AAA and they go out and get beat up. Then you'll know that they belong at the 12U AA level. If they're beating everybody at 11U AAA, why should they not move up? And get challenged. And so don't play the card of, hey, there's a AAA team playing down. No, go out and try to win. Yeah. Go out and compete. Or your team is just not that talented enough. Go down and play yourself because you're worried about actual trophies. If it's not about the trophies, just go play the game.
The trophy, and that's what we talked about with the winning attitude. The trophy is just a result at the end of that. If you've put in the effort, if you put in the work, if you have the right attitude about things, and you make one more play. For instance, we all just watched, I'm sure, watched the championship game last night, Kansas and North Carolina. They played their butts off, right? There wasn't anything there. Both teams played at a very high level. One team made at least 1 or 2 more plays than the other team at the end of the day. And as a competitor, All you want is the opportunity. If you're in the opportunity, go out and compete. If you didn't compete to a certain level, that gives you an understanding of where you are as a team. And as a coach and as parents, you ought to take that opportunity to learn how to get better rather than complain about somebody else. And this isn't Dave's opinion. This is Youth Baseball Midwest's opinion. Okay. So I'll give the disclaimer. The views and opinions of the host here don't necessarily reflect the other people sitting here on the stage.
They might.
Fair enough.
They might.
I'm just saying that I want to be clear about that. And I'm not speaking for Game 7 baseball. I'm not speaking for Mitch Thomas or I'm speaking for Youth Baseball Midwest. I'm the host. This is what I think. There you go. Like it or don't. That's just what I think. So I just wanted to clarify that.
You're doing a good job, Dave. I think I enjoy playing. I know that over the last couple of years, I think that the program has grown, or the organization Game 7 has grown. I'm trying to get my younger teams to get involved in some Game 7 as well, to give that shot again on how you've grown the organization, business, however you want to look at it. I have enjoyed playing in the two tournaments that we've played in. I've enjoyed them. I feel like they're evenly. They're matched up, very well. So my relationship so far with Game 7 is they're about the young men, these young athletes that are playing this game versus egos, dollars, stuff like that. So I appreciate the work that you guys put in behind the scenes, and hopefully everybody through these events, through these shows, see a little bit more that goes behind as we talk about them.
Absolutely.
So thanks to Dave and the rest of your crew in Game 7.
Now, Dave, are you gonna have to? I'm sorry.
No, I just said we appreciate your kind words there, Mitch. It is a tough job, and there is a lot that goes on behind the scenes. So we appreciate that.
Very good, Dave. Are you gonna have to check out here, bud?
Yes, I actually. The good news is we did get word. Everybody, we are in O'Fallon, Illinois this weekend. They took on a renovation, if you will. They have 10 fields over there, and we got word early on this month that it would not be completed in its entirety. However, I just got word today, about 10 minutes ago, that's why I got to hop off the show here, that 4 fields will be completed for us this weekend. So I'm going to run over there and check that out and get some scheduling woes tied up, and hopefully Mother Nature gets out of here and we'll go off this weekend without a hitch. But appreciate your guys' time, Mitch. It was good seeing you, Don and Branson, and thanks to all of our customers, all their patience this weekend, and we'll see you this weekend out at the ball field.
Absolutely. Dave, we'll catch up with you. We're going to finish up the show. You have a good rest of your day, bud.
Thanks, guys. Take care.
It was a good weekend, and we got some other champions to talk about, and that's what I want to get into here a little bit. But we had to let Dave go because, he's got business to take care of, bro.
Yeah, it's good things, right?
Yeah,
Get a new opportunity.
Love that.
Right.
Spring Classic here in Chesterfield, Missouri. There's 2 divisions, 13U, 14U. Midland Bandits, Coach Hewlett's squad, took the championship over the Rawlings Tigers, coached by Coach Underwood. In 14U, Gas House Baseball, Basta, took the championship there. The runner-up to St. Louis Thunder, and they played very well there. That's the team we saw. I think it was last week. Yeah, last weekend at
Ozzy's.
Yep, Arch Madness, and I think they're a really solid ball club. I'm looking forward to. And that's what you're talking about. I'm looking forward to watching them grow this season. They got some good athletes. They got some good, solid players, just like what you do. How are these kids growing? How are they getting better, right?
Yeah, obviously getting to know, I actually know the Basta family from high school times. So I know a little bit about them and his desires, and he has put in a ton of work for his athletes, and so have the athletes. And I think they're borderline ready to move up to that next level, and I feel like Coach Basta is going to put them in position to, kind of move through it. And get there. Obviously, you see they can compete. They've been a runner-up, and now they're a champion. So I think for them, and knowing Basta, he's going to continue to push those athletes. And so it's again having them in the facility at the hitting zone. I get to watch those boys compete at a route, every day at practice. So he's got those boys prepared. I think they're going to make a statement, especially at the 14U level, at the AA level. And I could see them being competitive at the AAA level as well.
See, with Gas House there, and Midland has in Game 7 baseball a lot here. I see Midland competing. Midland's starting to grow at their lower levels. Of course, Midland was the St. Louis Bandits. Now it's Midland Bandits and part of the greater Midland organization out of Cincinnati and the surroundings. So I think it's going to be very interesting to see how they continue to grow, how their program continues to, because over here in the Spring Showdown, St. Peter's Mo, the Rawlings Tigers, Podolski's team, and I have no idea if I'm pronouncing that correct. Sorry, Coach. And then runner-up, the St. Louis Prospects. That's at the 8U Machine Pitch Division. 10U champs were the St. Louis Firehawks. And runner-up, Midland Bandits, Coach Mayer's squad there. 11U champs were the Gamers Gray. Runner-up, Midland Bandits, Coach Sereno. And the 12U champs, the Adidas Athletics, white. And I guess that's probably the designation color, I would imagine, as far as, because they probably got white, blue, and gold, I think, something like that.
Yeah.
And then the runner-up was the Missouri Mariners, Coach Grimm's squad. You're familiar with those guys?
Yep.
They're a pretty decent squad, too, aren't they?
They are. And I know a couple of those coaches. I played baseball with Coach Mayer and the Midland Bandits. I played high school baseball against him, but Legion ball with him. And then obviously his experiences with his 8U and 10U teams. He does a good job over there. And then I had Grimm obviously inside the hitting zone for a while. So I'm familiar with them guys from, I guess, maybe 9, 10U.
Yeah.
Now, these last few years. So I've seen his and watched his team grow. I know that they're going to be competitive as well. Some of these other coaches I'm not sure of. Obviously, I haven't been in baseball for a while, and this is my first year in some time. So getting to learn these folks and then who is relevant kind of in the age groups. And, I'm paying attention now.
Yeah, because I think this is great, and this is what we can do. As the show continues, as we talk about these things, the show continues to grow. We maybe even get out and we'll be talking to some of these coaches. How are they developing their kids? And I think this is the great thing about bringing youth baseball into the conversation, not just sitting here talking about it from this perspective, just behind the desk, but out there actually talking to these guys. What are they seeing? We get a chance to talk to Dave Penning every week after a tournament, seeing what's going on. I think these are things that are relevant to people and to the fans, the people that are going to the tournaments. It's great to have these conversations.
Absolutely. I get to have some of them with the coaches, some of them at a, AAA level or, the majors. Some of these guys, I still do hitting lessons and stuff. So I have connections there where I'm starting to build with some of the athletes because these coaches are calling me. They're asking me what am I teaching, some of the information, some of the verbiage, because they want to continue. If a kid goes through a hot streak or something, they want to continue that and relay that message. So I am learning to be, it's just more about just the name now. Everybody associates, if you're a gamer, a recruit, or you're this or you're that you are part of, something special or whatnot. But there's some teams out there that don't have the big organizational name that are really talented. When I say big, I'm talking, 20 plus teams, not 10, teams or so. So it is it's a blast getting out there and watching the park and seeing everything from those 8, 9-year-old kids running around, waiting to get snacks after a game. Because, we had talked about that, I think, on one of our earliest shows. It's still good to be a kid because it's when the game is still fun. At 14 years old, you're starting the pressures of high school ball. It's right around the corner.
And I think that's the challenge sometimes too, is keeping it fun, making sure the kids are enjoying the process, enjoying the work that you have to put in. Mm-hmm. If you're not enjoying it, it just becomes laborsome and it's not fun. And I don't think it should be that way. And then going to the park every weekend becomes not a labor of love, for lack of a better way to put it, but just a labor.
Yeah, it's the wrong grind that we want to choose is if you go out there with that feel. I mean, it's very different when you're smiling and grinding versus oh, man, it's another day. I got to go to the yard. You don't want to do that.
13U champs recruits, Coach Folk beating the runner-up St. Louis Prospects, Coach Post's squad there. 13U AAA champion, champs, Missouri Gators, Sitterlet squad. He's got a good squad there.
So I've heard several people talking about them, and I think they've scrimmaged a few times, and so people have talked about that particular coach as one of those top teams in the area.
Yeah, they are. They're good. They're solid. Runner up there, St. Gen River Dogs, 13U AAA. They've got that squad's always really good, and that St. Gen program down there doesn't get a lot of pub. They run a lot of stuff. They do what they do, but they produce some good quality squads. The kids are prepared. They go play. It's always up and down with talent. And when you have a smaller talent pool to pull from, it's much more difficult. But they got a solid program down there. And you can go check out, we did our winter workout tour in 2021, correct, Justin? 2021 and we went down to St. Gen. It's a good watch.
Yeah, I saw that. I think it was a repost, or is it? I saw something online. Are you posting it now, this week? About St.
No,
it was old.
No. Their logo was up on when I put some stuff out this week on Facebook because they hosted a Game 7 tournament down.
So you're probably saying I should pay more attention.
No, you do fine, bro.
Well, I saw that, and I saw I guess I was looking through some past videos, and I saw it, and I was trying to get to watch that because I do watch the preview before I came on the show.
Yeah, 14U champs, the Adidas Athletics Bickham squad. They're runner up, the St. Louis Snappers. I love these names sometimes. Snappers. You got to keep it fun a little bit that way.
I just want to know if it's a fish or a turtle.
Right?
Just saying.
Very good. There were some, if you want to check out the champions from the Q-Town, we went a little longer today than we probably normally do with this, but Q-Town Quincy, they had some great stuff up there. Also, St. Gen, they had the tournament down there. Check out the Tennessee stuff. If you want to travel a little bit, go to the Tennessee Game 7 stuff is in that Nashville area. Nashville's a fun city, great place to go and enjoy a weekend of baseball and have some fun. We've been down there. It's a great tournament vibes. Go down, check out Tennessee. But we should have got to the championships more. It's my fault. But I want to finish up the show here today with a shout out. I had somebody shoot me a message and ask, it's Mike Rogers' squad. And we had Mike Rogers on the show. His squad was up in, I believe it's in Iowa. They were up in Iowa at a tournament, took the tournament there. And Paul, I believe it's Heister, Heister, shot me a deal and said, can you give a shout out to the kids? So we want to give a shout out to the kids. Connor Heister, the St. Louis Naturals Coach Rogers squad winning up there in Iowa. Congrats to you guys. Shout out. Wanted to do that. I appreciate you letting us know. There you go.
There's a lot of it's nice to see baseball in all these cities just being played, and all the tournament providers obviously are trying to do their best. So we had Chesterfield had I think their league tournament this week as well. So there was a lot of baseball played in St. Louis, St. Charles County this weekend. So baseball's back.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you want to give you want us to give a shout out on the tournament wrap up show, send it to us, bro. We'll do it, right?
Yeah.
Love that. Hey, Game 7 baseball this weekend. You got the Masters, and that's what Dave over in O'Fallon. You got some the locals. I think you have another one over on this side as well. I'm going to go look because we're going to do this. This is the last thing we'll do. Missouri events.
Isn't the Masters golf this weekend too?
Yeah. Show Me Slams over here at Ozzy's. So you got that there. And if the rain holds up, we're going to be out there at the Show Me Slam this weekend. Okay. Youth Baseball Midwest, we're going to be out there. We've had to rearrange our schedule a little bit due to some conflicts. So, but we're looking at the Show Me Slam out there. I think you guys are out there this weekend.
Nope. We're not.
It's got a good one, though.
If we are, I'm in trouble.
No, you're not. 314 Apaches, the 14U Spotlight division that we're working on. Again, another opportunity for that top award, Super 7 scholarship. I knocked my microphone. Boom, there it is. Game 7 baseball did that. Adidas Athletics coach Bickham's squad's going to be there. Bosta's going to be back with his Gas House group. St. Louis Browns, Winfield Wolves out of Winfield, Illinois, Midwest Futures, SEMO Cardinals out of Jackson Mo. So I think it's a pretty good lineup. Some teams we haven't seen.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting because I'm going to be paying attention to it because I obviously haven't seen some of this. And some of those you see on repeats, the runner-ups,
Right.
Winners. And so it should be a really quality tournament. I'm over coaching an 18U softball this weekend, so we're out at Warrenton. So I won't be able to catch any of these games or see you out there. So
all right.
Good luck.
Yeah.
Keep your sunscreen on if it's sunny.
Well, we're hoping the weather gets out, in time for this to happen. So we will see. So that's what we got going on, folks. Mitch, as always, buddy, appreciate it.
Yes, sir. I just need Dave to get me in on the Mother's Day weekend. It's sold out. I'm on that waiting
that's
list.
gonna be tough.
So I'm hoping we might go up and just play AAA and just give it a whirl. It's a nice little weekend. It's a big tournament at the 14U age group, and so we might be able to compete that weekend.
He's got showing Mother's Day in that AAA right there.
That's the only thing that's open. I'm just a little nervous. It's
314. You got the 314 Apaches, which are right there with you guys.
Yep.
And Premier PBA. I think you can compete. No offense to those. I think you can.
Hill's got a good team.
Yeah,
Coach
Hill does have a good
He'll
team.
have his team prepared for sure.
Yeah.
And I think that's the same thing with I think that's Culberson's group that's
Yep.
In that event.
This weekend too.
Well, yeah, that Mother's Day is I think that they're because the AA sold out that they're trying to get in.
And that's another good field there. So we're looking forward to it because we'll be out for Mother's Day as well. So.
Yeah, I might have just end up in that other bracket.
Yeah. Never know.
Get me in there, Dave. Get me in there. Well, I guess all I got to do is register. I could get in there.
Hey, everybody, we appreciate you joining us. Remember, like that, hit that like button, comment below. All your comments are
Needed,
yes,
desired,
exactly.
wanted.
Get in the conversation. That's
How do we create more content if you don't give us information? Feedback, good or bad?
That's right. Exactly. Subscribe, put us on there. We're working on this, not only on the video, but we have now, we're working towards just a podcast. We have our podcast up on our website. It is there. You can go listen to the podcast. You'll be able to listen to this show. Just put it in your headphones. We are on iHeartRadio right now.
Nice.
You can
Congratulations.
subscribe, iHeartRadio. We're waiting to see if we can get on Spotify and or Apple Podcasts. We'll see if that's coming, but we're moving right on up. Moving on up to the east side.
It's because of them guys, right? The fans.
The fans. It's
Subscribers.
because people are wanting to hear what we have to say, and we want to give more opportunity for people to listen to the podcast. So we have the YBMcast, we have podcasts, we have it all. And so we're working to grow it.
Cool. It's awesome. Hit that.
There you go.
And then there's a little bell on there that you gotta
Hit the bell. Hit your notification bell. That's right. Hit the dinger. We haven't done a dinger in a while, have we?
We've not done a dinger.
Gosh, I'm falling down on the job, bro. Doubles and
Busy.
dingers.
It's busy.
Hit that bell because we hit dingers because
We hit
that's
dingers.
what we do, right?
We bang them off the wall or over the fence.
Wow. I'm falling down on the job, man.
It's okay.
Good thing you're here to keep me in line.
Support. It could be the old age. I'm not sure.
Everybody have a great day in the Lord. All you pitchers, keep throwing strikes, and you hitters,
Get in where they ain't.
that's good advice, and we will see you next time.